Okay, you know those artists that you really, really like their vibe and aesthetic, even though you don't really follow them or listen to a lot of their music? For me, Yungblud is one of those. I've always really appreciated just his general aesthetic. I think he's very unique and kind of like a lost kind of punk rock and roll vibe that I really, really long for, especially like fashion wise and just like his general, the way that he comes across. I also find him super, super genuine. Like anytime he's interviewed, even when he's interacting with his fans, um, I've seen just like countless videos, and the way that he goes about it is just so genuine and authentic. And like he actually does give a fuck. Like he is about it. He's about the music. He's about the fans. He's super, super full of gratitude. And that's just very, very lovely, honestly, in these times. I first started listening to him when I was listening to like MGK when they had their thing, I Think I'm Okay, with him and Travis Barker. And obviously with the Halsey song, 11 Minutes. I just now am starting to get into his solo music. He's even described himself as like not really having a hit song yet. And so I think he's aware, but I think he's obviously gaining momentum. And he's one of those people that even though I don't necessarily listen to his music all the time, I genuinely think he's an amazing person, an amazing human, and he is speaking out. His real name is Dominic, and recently he had this interview with Paul Brunson. I stumbled upon it because I came across this clip that someone had taken out about him speaking about Jessie and their breakup and their relationship, and that she is the love of his life. And it just really touched me the way that he spoke about her and the way that he spoke about it. And so it intrigued me. And so I went to listen to the full interview, and it is really, really good. And I recommend that everyone should go listen to that if you have the time or are just curious about this person. He has an amazing story of success, of just like going after it and just kind of like, you know, he came here with like 60 quid or whatever in his pocket and like literally got signed to one of the biggest labels. And it took very interesting and clever ways to go about it. And I just think it's very, very on brand for the way that he comes across. And this is something I've been thinking about a lot because I saw this other creator who is a punk, and he was basically talking about the most punk thing to do, right? Is like call shit out. And so he was basically like, if you're posing like a fucking punk, if you're posing like this alternative lifestyle and you're not speaking out right now, you are a fucking poser. You are a fucking poser. Because real punks, real fucking people that are in that community would be fucking raging right now. And he actually is speaking out, and I really, really love the way he saw everything. So I'm gonna let you guys listen to it.
As Yungblud, I am for whatever you are. I've been for, if you're non-binary, if you're trans, if you're a woman, if you're a man, if you whatever you are. Right. Like that's Yungblud. But when I kind of go to the period of the subject of masculinity, I'm like, shit. And I always get really concerned for my little cousin who's 12. And he's a legend. And he likes go-karting, and he likes football, and he likes blah, blah, blah. And I really get worried about like, okay, who is he looking at on the internet? Because if you take this kind of anti-man thing that's going on, which is justified. Like, take that out of my generation, or my dad, or my granddad, or my great-granddad. Fine, but this 12-year-old boy been exposed to this kind of thing, going like, oh, I can't be that when I'm formulating my ideas, but I like this. And then he's on the internet every day, and then he finds, again, like the far right in this kind of position of power. Like, it's really dangerous. Because what my point is, people like me and people like you are afraid to go, I'm masculine. You can listen to me, and you can, and the biggest part of masculinity is that I learned in a boxing gym, right? With boxers. I walk in, I love it. I'm full of testosterone, I'm aggressive, I'm about to box, I like boxing. Yungblud likes boxing. Yesterday I'm wearing a skirt on stage, so this morning I'm in a boxing gym, you know what I mean? Right. And that is the problem. You've got this on this side, you've got this on this side, and in every regard at the minute, like us liberals, if you want, are afraid to take the gloves off when the gloves need to come off.
Yes.
Even what's happening, like everything regarding like trans people in America right now, like the far right are taking the gloves off.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
trans rights in the UK as well.
Exactly, everywhere. I'm just saying, but like stemming from that over there as well, where I see like such a staple of womanhood, like Hunter Schafer, bring out a passport that says male on it. I'm like for my generation, such a staple of like a modern womanhood, and with us all there at the minute, like people are afraid to talk out of fear of being cancelled. If you are in the, if you're in like, if you're liberal, if you're like centre leaning left, or if you're left, it's like the gloves are off on the right,
That's right.
and we've got to talk about it, and we've got to be unafraid to be challenged, or be like, make mistakes on cameras like this, make mistakes on podcasts, like say your opinion, because we need to kind of, we
Yeah,
need to
because they
give
don't give a
something
fuck.
back as well. You know what I mean?
We do. And it's so frustrating because I think that so many of us, what we're doing is we're doing a disservice to the younger boys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that is it. And if we're not doing it because we're too scared, they're gonna find someone who isn't scared, who is preaching darkness and a step backward in the world.
Yes.
Love
As a
that point of
people,
view.
we do this
Good
all
point.
day, and we pick up information, and our opinions are based on what we consume. If that's you reading books, if that's if you having conversations in the pub, if you're watching things on Instagram, you have to like we learn. We're sponges at the minute on hyper speed.
Yes.
So I just think anyone in a position of power, of platform, or of not of anything, have to talk, and you have to
Right.
conversate.
But this is interesting because there are many artists, and I'll say just people who have massive platforms, but I'll say artists who say, you know what, it's not my role or it's not my responsibility.
No, it completely is. Some
is.
artists don't have. I don't want to get political. I don't want to get blah blah blah. I don't want to get like. It's like it's time more than ever to speak, and it's time more than ever
That's
to
right.
want to learn
That's right.
publicly. I'm like, someone asked me a question. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Teach me about it. I said something maybe a little bit wrong. Teach me about it. That's the opposite to cancel culture, I think. It's because everything's moving so quickly. I didn't mean to miss that. I misrepresented that. I might have said that a little bit wrong. Educate me on it. Do that blah, blah, blah on it. Instead of like shutting down and not saying anything at all.
Right.
Because that is how,
Accountability.
again, someone who's not afraid to take the gloves off and to throw a couple of punches will make the world a darker place.
That's right.
Well said.
And I fucking appreciate this man, because I have been saying from the get, if you have a platform, if you have a voice, especially if you are in this community of like rock and roll and fucking punk and all of these things, if you aren't speaking out, you're a fucking poser. It is time. And like he said, I do agree. And I literally just touched on this like a couple of weeks ago. I agree the fact that the far, far right has their fucking gloves off. Like they don't give a fuck. They are preaching darkness, as he says. And we also need to fucking take our gloves off. It's fucking time to speak out, speak up, actually like be about it. If you look like you're about it, then be about it. So yeah, I just really, really like came to love him even more. And I think everyone should go listen to that interview. It's on YouTube. You can find it. I'll put a little screenshot here. Yeah, so that's just another person who's speaking out.